Right, now let's start to play with Venom instead. Alright, a while back I demonstrated an old Windows 98 PC with a Pentium 4 processor. I tried to play Venom Spider-Man Separation Anxiety on it, and the result at the time was not very fruitful. The game didn't run, but I have a plan. I have made it possible to run the game, and yeah, I had to cheat a little bit because I essentially created a new installation, but without wiping the original Windows 98 second edition of the hard drive. What did I do? I turned to this. This is a Delock Compact Flash to IDE adapter, and I used that to create a secondary hard drive so I could unplug the original hard drive and install Windows 98 first edition on the card. At first I wanted to try Windows 95, but it turns out that the OEM boot disk cannot boot the CD-ROM. It's very stupid, and the same thing with Windows 98. I actually had to turn to an old rescue disk that Windows makes during the installation, because that boot disk contains all the requisite things that you'll need. So after all that is done, I now have Windows 98 first edition installed on a compact flash card, and it is bootable. So let's take a look at it. Right, let's take a look at the setup real quick before I demonstrate it in action. I have removed all the panels from the PC. As you can see, I have the panels over there. It was a little bit difficult to remove them, they were quite stuck. Next I have these really cheap Bluetooth speaker here that I got from a colleague. It's connected to the sound card, and I will demonstrate that a bit later. Here's a pile of junk. Just don't mind the junk that I have here. That's the floppy drive. I may want to put a 5 1/4 inch drive in there someday, if I could source one, because I have plenty of free slots here. And well, I may have to look on eBay for a 5 1/4 inch drive. This computer has a Sound Blaster PCI 128 sound card in it. Let's take a look at it. This is the internals. This is the Pentium 2 processor. Here are the original discs, and yeah, the original C drive disk has been disconnected, and the secondary disk, which is the data disk, is connected. And then we have here at the bottom our compact flash adapter. It just connects via the ribbon cable to the main board over here. I also installed a new battery in it, because the CMOS battery was dead and it couldn't remember its settings. So with a new battery, the BIOS can remember its settings. And then over here is where all the magic happens. There's our compact flash adapter. I can just easily take it out. See, there it is, 16 gigabytes SanDisk Ultra card. So we pop this one back in, like so. And there's the Bluetooth speaker connected with an auxiliary cable. So now it is time to see it in action. And also the booting actually goes a lot quicker now than in the old situation with the physical hard drive. I did run into some small issues with the installation of the video card drivers. It's an old Diamond Viper card, and after I had installed the drivers, I then had to actually reboot in safe mode, because its default settings were incorrect. The monitor went out of sync, so yeah, that was a little bit of an oopsie. This here is the compact flash drive, which is just freshly installed. And then here's my old files drive with the stuff that I had on it from the previous time. Let's see if I could find something. I have here these old Magix files on there. First let me lower the volume a bit of the Bluetooth speaker, otherwise it'd be very loud. So you see, that's all working just fine. Oh, here are some old GIMP drawings. Oh, actually it's an empty folder. Some old photos. I don't know what they are from. Oh, that's weird. What does it use? Oh, the picture is big. Oh, it's an old picture of my room. I do not have a proper photo viewer on here. Oh, this is Malvado, I think. Yeah, that's a screenshot of something. Apparently I made some screenshots back in the day. Time to play the game. And the game does have some issues. At first it looks like the monitor cannot really sync properly, but the issues resolve themselves during gameplay. And also the sound is MIDI, but it's not OPL, because this sound card does not have a proper OPL chip in it. It uses OPL emulation, but this Windows game actually makes use of sound fonts. So it sounds different than when you're playing it in an emulator. Let's insert a CD-ROM, or separation anxiety CD. Yeah, this step is something we should skip, because Windows 98 already has DirectX 5 on it. Oh yeah, the CD drive is kind of loud, so we cancel out of this. Just when I'm trying this now, the CD drive starts to get loud. You see the screen is flashing, and yeah, that is not good. But maybe I could try to run it without the CD. So I removed the CD from the drive, and yeah, as you can see, the screen is kind of glitching out. But this does not happen during gameplay, as you can see in the demo here. And well, it just has the typical General MIDI sound font kind of sound quality to it. So let's give it a go. Oh, and the controls are really weird. And just as last time, the controls are really weird. I have to use the numpad and the controls are just plain awkward. And the sound effects, they are sampled from the Super Nintendo version, as you can hear. Also, the game seems to be lacking a lot of the sound effects. So we gotta get these health pickups. Well, Spidey is almost game over, and you will see that at the game over screen the game is also glitching out. Well, glitchy game over screen. Really weird. So, Spidey is game over. So there's a new lease of life in my old Pentium 4 computer with Windows 98, now running Venom Spider-Man Separation Anxiety thanks to the Delock Compact Flash to IDE adapter. I hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching.